Hello everyone, I'm Ijazz and I have just changed my operating system from Windows to Ubuntu 11.10 on a Oscillate, and this OS is produced by the Linux company, and today I just want to show a brief introduction about this OS and its facilities and effects. Well, this operating system is better for designers, web designers and programmers. At first, let me show you the graphical effects, the desktop effects of Ubuntu. I think most of them are hooked up with the graphical effects and the desktop effects. So the graphical effects are supported by the Compass. The Ubuntu supports Compass software to for its desktop effects, and one of its famous effect is this, the desktop cube. And this is a workspace switcher which you can join before. Without compass you can just do it like this is even compass, but without compass you can do it like there will be four cubes, four squares and switchers like this, and you can just change it into that. But I generally prefer this one, which is just beautiful and amazing and really useful for frequent and quick change switcher of this workspace. And these four other workspace, and this one are just the caps of the cube. You can even change this cube into a cylinder by changing its settings, like this cylinder, and even a sphere which looks like an earth. So you can just see the projecting window over there, the 3D window, and you can even see that in cylinder and even in the cube. So that's pretty amazing. And the other effects are like the wobbly window. You can just look at the window. It's like a jelly. You're just messing up with a jelly, a piece of jelly like this at the window. And the minimizing effect and the maximizing effect and the closing effect, just the window just burns down. You can even change the minimizing, maximizing and closing effect. You can just close the window into by exploding the window and just disappearing. And other effects are like annotation and just water on the, look at that. You're just moving your finger around a water which is on the desktop. That is, the desktop is filled with water, and you can just toggle the rain just like that. If you are really getting bored or thinking about something for the designing or the programming stuffs, you can just toggle this and just look at it and sit over there, though it's just boring. Okay, so other one is the fire. You can just put the desktop on fire like this. Yes, Ubuntu. You can just fire the desktop, and these are just entertaining stuffs. They're not really useful, but you can just get entertained by those things. And even annotation, but this annotation is, it can be useful for marking something like this, marking this sign, and marking U, marking T, and you can just remove it. And so these are the main desktop effects which I know. And see, I might not be knowing many things because I'm just a beginner and I have 4 months experience with this operating system. So I'm just trying to share the best of which I know. And for more documentation in Windows, like Word, you have LibreOffice in Ubuntu, which you will use for writing and document foundation. You can just type in this, same like in Windows, and you even have LibreOffice calculation. You have LibreOffice Impress. You have LibreOffice Maths, everything. And you can even get Google Chrome in Windows. It's generally named as Chromium, and Firefox, Mozilla Firefox, and Now let me tell you something which is really not a drawback, but still it's something which is lacking. The Ubuntu does not support exe files. It's just because Linux company just wanted to make Ubuntu virus free. So most of the viruses which enters the system is in the format of it's in exe format. So they just doesn't support it. But you can get tons of softwares in Ubuntu software centers. You'll be just confused what software to use. Here it comes. Yes, these are the software lists of types of softwares, and you can just let me go into the accessories part. I'm just going to scroll down. Look at that. There are many softwares. You can even hear the mouse scrolling down, and you can get developer tools. This operating system generally is very good for designers and web designers and other program developers. Look at in web development, you will get some of the main, which is this Bluefish editor is powerful, and it's very useful for web designing, and I use Bluefish for web designing. And for animation designing I use Blender, and for other stuffs there are Audacity, which is famous for uh, audio editing and other things. So now let me show you the animation designing in Blender. I think you are familiar with Autodesk Maya in Windows. This is something similar to Autodesk Maya, and it is advanced animation designer. You can just design anything, like move this cube and design whatever you want. And the intro at first you might see in my video is designed with Blender. So there are lots and lots of useful stuffs in Ubuntu, but I might not be knowing everything of them because I'm just a beginner. And you can download Ubuntu from www.ubuntu.com. Get Ubuntu. You can either download and install, or try it from USB stick or CD, or run it on Windows. And I'll try my best to show other tutorials of installation and running it in Windows too. So I recommend this OS for you, and I request you to just try it either in Windows too. And so as I said, you can't use exe files. You can just replace the Wine software to use exe files, or you can use Oracle VirtualBox for running Windows in Ubuntu. Let me show you just a slight example. It's just like this. Okay, and you can do whatever we do in Windows. You can even browse in this machine. So there are many features you may find useful, which you may find beautiful and impressive. So